In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best dark matter cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. Let me know in the comment section down below how many dark matter cards you guys have on your squad at the moment, and let me know who are some of your guys' favorite dark matter cards, and of course, let me know if you guys will change up on my top 10. But coming in at the number 10 spot, I think the 10th best dark matter is going to be Oscar Robertson. I think he's a really good point guard. He's 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. I will say stats and badges wise, pretty much every single card in this top 10, they're about the same stats and badges wise. Obviously, there might be a little bit of a difference for the interior defense block, like maybe the driving dunk, you know, the speed or the strength, but pretty much stats and badges are going to be perfect on all 10 of these cards. It really just comes down to the animations and the tendencies as well. So looking at the animations for Oscar, I will say he does have like the best upper in the game, but his base really isn't the best. So I was kind of hoping they would give him like the Kuzma base, the Rudy Gay base, even the LaMelo base. I think that would have been a lot better to have on this Oscar Robertson card, but I still think it's not a terrible jump shot. He's got some okay sigs as well, or I should say some pretty solid sigs, and then he also does have the normal leaner. So if he had this defensive size up, he had a better base, he would probably be a lot higher on this list, but he doesn't really have the greatest jump shot, and his sigs are definitely good, but nothing too crazy. But coming in at my number 9 spot, I think one of the more underrated dark matter cards in the game is going to be Moses Malone, and that's probably just due to the fact that not that many people have this card, because you have to collect, I think, like 1700 cards, 1800 cards, something like that to get this dark matter. He's going to be a center power forward, 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan. So at the power forward position, I mean, his stats are so well rounded. Like defensively, he's got a 97 block, 95 interior defense, 92 steal, 90 perimeter. He's also super athletic, 91 speed, 91 acceleration with a 94 vertical and a 98 driving dunk, or sorry, 98 strength, I should say. And then you look at the animations, his jump shot's solid with the Carmelo base on very quick timing, and then they also gave him the MJ dribble style and the normal leaner. So for your power forward, I think he plays really good defense. He can knock down the 3-ball, drive to the rim, and just all around, I think he's the 9th best dark matter. But coming in at my number 8 spot is going to be the dark matter Giannis. I think number 8 and number 7 is a very close debate between these two dark matter cards that we'll talk about here in a second, but I still think Giannis is such a good power forward, and he can play small forward as well. His defense is super versatile, 90 block, 95 steal, 96 lateral quickness, 96 perimeter, 96 interior defense. I mean, the card is just an absolute monster on the defensive end, having pretty much every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. Going to the rim, he's still pretty much unstoppable. I mean, the one thing I will say about Giannis cards, and just like LeBron, they play so well in game, even way better than their stats and badges would suggest. It's just because like their player models, their animations in game, like Giannis is just unstoppable going to the rim and get some crazy layup and one animations. I will say my one big flaw with this card is probably his jump shot. I just personally don't like his release too much, and he steps in from the corners, which is really annoying. But all around, like I said, I still think Giannis is the 7th best dark matter, or 8th best dark matter, I should say. And then coming in at my number 7 spot, this is a very close debate. Anthony Davis and Giannis, who's a better card? I think at the power forward position, I like AD slightly more, just because I feel like they're about the same on the defensive end. Giannis might be a little bit better on the perimeter. I think AD might be slightly better on the interior, but it's a very close debate on the defensive end. I mean, both these guys pretty much do the same thing. I like AD's movement a lot better. The card can move a lot better for a power forward. So if you're trying to run a power forward that can actually dribble and actually create his own shot, I would rather use Anthony Davis. I think he's also got a better jump shot as well. Even though they kind of hoed him on his release, like he should have his jump shot at least on very quick timing, or at least a new base and a new upper. Like if he had the Tim Duncan upper, for example, on very quick timing, he would be like a way better than Giannis, and probably like the 2nd best power forward in the game. But it's just a little bit unfortunate that they kind of didn't give him a good jump shot. But I still think Anthony Davis is slightly better than Giannis and the 7th best dark matter card. But coming in, I'm in number 6 spot, it's going to be the King LeBron James. I mean, he's just such a solid card. Like I feel like he isn't anything too crazy anymore. We've gotten some amazing glitchy dark matter cards that we'll talk about here in a second, but he just does everything at a very high level. It's LeBron, just like I said for Giannis. He gets some of the best animations in the game. He plays really good defense, tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges, Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step. I mean, offensively, I will say that's my one big flaw with this card offensively is his jump shot. I loved the LeBron base on the pink diamond one, if you guys use the Tis the Season or the Nightmare version of LeBron, I loved his jump shot. I felt it was so easy to green with the card, especially in the catch and shoot. But then on the Dark Matter, they gave him the Kyle Korver base, and I just personally don't like it. I honestly would rather the LeBron base on quick timing or very quick, but I feel like if they gave him the Kuzma base, the Rudy Gay base, one of those two, he would easily be the best small forward in the game and probably a lot higher on this list as well. So that's like the one thing holding back LeBron, because other than that, I mean, his stats and badges, his animations are just absolutely incredible. Like if you look at his tendencies, like he's just gonna be able to dunk the ball like crazy. We all know LeBron gonna play really good defense, and overall I think he's just barely gonna miss out of that top 5 spot, because coming in, I'm a number 5 spot. I do think it's gonna be Kobe. I like him a little bit more than LeBron. Some people might think this is a little bit low for Kobe, but I'll explain with the other dark matters here in a second. But I think he's an underrated shooting guard, at least from what I've seen yesterday and today. People aren't really hyping up Kobe as much as he should be. It's probably because we have that T-Mac card that we'll talk about here in a second, but Kobe is such a beast, man. I know when you go to the animations, he's not gonna have like the greatest size up. Like the Kobe size up isn't the best. I know he doesn't have like the KPJ base like T-Mac, or he doesn't have the Kuzma base or the Rudy Gay base, but I still like Kobe Bryant's base a lot. I think it's very easy to green and one of the most smoother jump shots in the game, and just very easy to green all around. So for me personally, I think Kobe's flaw is probably his size up, and other than that, I mean, he's damn near a perfect card. I mean, I guess, he has good dunk. Yeah, he has the front clutches, he has the quick drops off ones, so he's got amazing dunk packages. I know some people don't like the Curry escape, and they'd much rather like the Trey escape, I'm trying to think of some other good ones, like the wall escape. I know that one's really good. Some people would rather those, but for me personally, I mean, I still think Kobe is the 5th best dark matter. And coming in, I'm in number 4 spot. I do think D-Rob is slightly better of a card than Kobe Bryant, for the fact that he can play the center position and the power forward spot at a very high level, where Kobe's only really a shooting guard. So D-Rob, in my opinion, could be the 2nd or 3rd best center in the game, and he is still the best power forward. And I don't think Kobe's the best at his position, where D-Rob is the best at his spot, and he can also play center D-Rob at a very, very high level, and maybe be the 2nd best or the 3rd best center in the game behind Kristaps and Yao Ming, who are very, very elite. So for me personally, I just think D-Rob overall as a card is a tad bit better than Kobe, just because he can play 2 different positions at a very high level, where Kobe's more, just a shooting guard, but both amazing dark matters. I mean, D-Rob, we all know what this card can do. He's an amazing defender, great jump shot. They gave him good sigs. It's David Robinson. He's always elite in my team. And then coming in, I'm a number 3 spot. I think Kristaps is slightly better than D-Rob, but honestly, it's a very close debate. I mean, Kristaps and D-Rob, you could really flip a coin. I mean, Kristaps is 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, so he's got a little bit of the height advantage and the player model advantage over D-Rob, and I think he's a little bit better than D-Rob at the center position, and I think it's a really close debate at power forward. If you're really trying to be cheesy, I think Kristaps is better than D-Rob at power forward, but I would say for most people, and D-Rob is probably the better power forward between the two. But once again, just like Kobe and just pretty much all these dark matters, I mean, they're so close to each other, especially everybody in the top 5, like Kobe, D-Rob, Kristaps, and even my number 2, LaMelo Ball. Like, you could really switch them every which way you want to. Like, you could have LaMelo Ball at 5, you could have Kobe at 2, you could have, I don't know, D-Rob at 3, Kristaps at 4. Like, this is such a close debate between these 4 cards. I think it's really, really close. I mean, even LeBron, but these 4 cards especially, like, for me, I'm going Kobe at 5, LaMelo at 2, because I think LaMelo's the best point guard in the game, where Kobe's the 2nd best shooting guard, and I think Kristaps is 3 and D-Rob is 4. But it's such a close debate. I just love this LaMelo Ball card because I think he's got a great jump shot, he's got solid dribble sigs with that Curry escape, Dame behind the back. I mean, animations wise, really good. Stats wise, they actually made him a very good defender, and then offensively, we know he's going to be a bucket. And then guys, to round off the top 10 dark matter list, obviously it's going to be dark matter T-Mac. He's easily the best dark matter card in the game in my opinion, and probably is one of the most broken cards this year, especially alongside Yao Ming. I mean, I think him and Yao are the 2 best cards in the game, but if we're talking about top 10 dark matters, I think you definitely got to give it to T-Mac. Like I said, he's got that KPJ base, he's got the Oscar Robertson upper, which is literally the best jump shot in the game on quick timing. He's got some very good sigs, he's got really good crab animations, really good dunk animations. I mean, the card can pretty much do it all, play really good defense, drive to the basket, 30 Hall of Fame badges. I mean, he's just T-Mac, 6'8" at the shooting guard spot with a 7'2" wingspan. There wasn't really much they could do with Kobe to make him better than T-Mac, because it's kind of like what Kobe said in real life. Like, T-Mac is Kobe, but he's 6'8". At least that's what Kobe said in an interview I watched one time, that he's basically could do everything Kobe could do, but he's 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. So that kind of does apply to my team as well. I think basically the only way to make Kobe better than T-Mac was to give him the exact same jump shot, put it on very quick timing, so the KPJ base, the Oscar Robertson upper on very quick. They'd have to do that, and then they'd also have to give him the Steve Francis size up instead of the Kobe size up. If they did that, then I would say he's probably slightly better than T-Mac, and even then, it is still a very close debate. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my top 10 dark matters, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.